What up, chicks? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I am your host, Shaun C. Sorry about that. I noticed that I didn't have my little light on in the back. So, oh my God. I got all kind of technical difficulties going on. What a way to start the show tonight. What a way to start the show. All right. How y'all doing tonight? I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of stuff going on today, and there was some serious questions on whether or not I was going to be able to start this live stream or not. But there's many days that's like that. And today was another one of those days where I'm like, you know what? Even if I got to shorten the live stream because I have a bunch of stuff to do, I'm going to get this live stream out. Plus, I came across some interesting clips today. And if you've been watching this channel of recent, one of the things that you'll notice is kind of the themes that I've been showing you all, okay? There are a bunch of women out there who are confused as to why we aren't chasing after them no more. There's a bunch of women that are confused as to why a lot of men are just staying to themselves. And the crazy thing about it is, in this list of men that are choosing to stay to themselves, it's not just losers or dudes that can't talk to women or this, that, and the third. Some of the men that they desire are in that group too, because they themselves are choosing peace. They themselves are like, you know what? I ain't got to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. And then so what you might have seen in the recent video that I put out is a series of just bad behaviors, further proving what we don't want to deal with. Hell, other women don't want to deal with it, but they put up with it. You know? Matter of fact, I would argue to say any woman that's keeping a friend around that exhibits some of the toxic behaviors that we saw in the last video, that's part of the problem. Y'all supposedly working on yourselves. Supposed to be these different and better creatures. Yet you choose to hang with toxic people. Matter of fact, that's a red flag. That's an instant red flag. You the good girl, but you hanging out with a 304. Oh, that's my girl. She like that. But you hang out with her. That's who you associate with. You think that influence ain't going to have some influence on you? You think that if you and I get together, that woman ain't going to have an influence on our relationship? Interesting. Interesting. Those same women are going to say things like what I'm going to show you tonight. That we're the ones starting shit. We're the ones lying. However, 54%, we talk about the black community at this point, 54% of black men are single and childless. The majority of black men don't have children. However, the majority of black women do have kids. There's a problem there. And until we actually acknowledge it, until women acknowledge that's a problem, we're going to continue to have these problems. The path that you have chosen is the one that you chose. Ladies, some of y'all, I've brought it up on this channel. When the woman straight up said, I want a hood dude, and y'all not going to make me feel bad about it. Y'all are choosing this shit. Y'all are choosing this. Let me start off with the first clip. Ziggy, Office 50. Okay. All right. I'm going to get to y'all comments in a second. I just want to get this first video up. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear this for me.
They're so desensitized to men's BS. I had a friend tell me, like, I'm so sorry that this happened. I'm so sorry that you experienced this. And I was like, girl, it's fine. I'm good. What do you mean? I said, I mean, at this point, it's expected. This is how these men operate. And then we talked about it further, and I said, damn, that's sad. It's sad that is the expectation at this point. The bar is so low. Like, it's the expectation, yet we still have some hope, which is how we fall into this again. He ghosted, expected. He's a weirdo, expected. He's a lustful fool, expected. He's a cheater, expected.
So again, I want to start y'all off with this. I want to start you off with this clip where she tries to say that these behaviors are expected, as if this is what all men are doing. There's a majority of men right now, or let me say this, there's a good portion of men right now who are single, who aren't dating. Whether that be by choice or whatever, but there is a large swath of men who are not dating. So these would be expected men if you all are dating the same type of dudes. There's a reason why I keep coming to this point, gents, because just when you think that, just when you think that they could understand that they keep choosing the same type of dudes. They're telling you they don't want a corny dude. They don't want a dude that's got a 9 to 5. They don't want a dude that's got structure and organization to his life. And then they wonder, gents, why they end up coming on here saying shit like this.
This is all behind a bunch of down low, disgusting, despicable men who don't want to just go live in their truth and be the down low, attracted to.
First things first, she is really fighting to get those words out there, which tells me that the gears must not be turning that quickly up here. But moving on. Ladies, you have to stop calling men gay just because they don't like you and they don't treat you correctly. You think that just because a man doesn't treat you correctly, that all of a sudden he must be gay because he treats his friends better than me. A lot of the ladies treat your friends better than you treat that man that you're sleeping with. So we could say the same thing for both sides, but either way, this was very homophobic and rude, because not you calling it despicable, disgusting,
Right,
to possibly be attracted to the same sex. Hello? And on top of that, putting in quotations, men, as if the possibility of them being gay makes them no longer men.
I'm gonna stop it right there. That's crazy. Let's go back to the woman saying all this. It's funny. It's funny to me, gents, and I've said this on this channel before. It's crazy how if the guys that they choose, they don't want to talk to the regular dude. They don't want to talk to dudes that would treat them right and be in their lane. That's really in their lane. Because they all think they're 10, so they don't date within their lane, first and foremost. Then they get the guys who everybody knows have access to a bunch of women. Y'all know this already. Y'all are not attracted to a dude unless he can get women. And then you expect that man to give that shit up? I really want y'all to think about that. When a man chooses to give up talking to other women, find that you should be honored. Honestly. And that might sound crazy. Why you should be honored? That man can get more women. Why would he? In 2026, it makes no sense if a man got that much access to just stop for one woman. Well, she could do, no. It don't make any sense. unless that woman is a woman of value that provides. Basically, she is feminine. She is all the things that we are saying. Then it makes absolute sense. You know what? None of these scallywags and hee-haws and heifers out in these streets is worth this one woman's value and worth. That's when we decide we're going to settle for one. But y'all, ladies, some of y'all want to, hey, right? You want to label men that to shame them, but y'all the same ones that when you have, hey, men, you have you friends with them, they're your besties. You go to bat for him, you like, hey, girl, and he like, hey, girl. Y'all have friends like that. And so when you call a dude who's not that way to shame him, what are you saying about your friends? What are you saying about your friend that's in that lifestyle? You're insulting him too. Everything is about y'all, how you feel. And tonight, I intend to show you that women will keep picking the wrong men. And they're going to blame us. But we're not your problem. We're not your problem. Because either we've completely checked out, we're doing our own thing, we got our own woman, we're checking out other places and other cultures and other races. We are doing us. And this is going to be a whole nother episode. Expect this to come up in the future there. But we doing okay. Me and my cousin had a conversation today, and all I could think of is like, she sent me a clip, and the woman in the clip was like, ladies, y'all saying that there's a male loneliness epidemic, but these men is fine. And I told my cousin, I said, there is a male loneliness epidemic. But I ain't seen not one black dude that I know in a male loneliness epidemic. He might be dealing with some other shit, but I ain't seen no black dude in no male loneliness epidemic. I'm not saying black dudes ain't having problems out here dating. I'm just saying I ain't seen no black dude in no male loneliness epidemic. I'm just saying, that's just me. Y'all might have seen something different. I'm saying what's happening right now is these dudes are going through it. And I'm not knocking anybody for going through it because there is an issue and there is a problem. Black dudes are having a hard time finding wives, women that are suitable for wives. But I ain't never heard no black dude talk about being lonely. I ain't never heard no black dude talk about like, oh, woe is me. I can't find nobody and life just ain't worth it. And I can't, bro, I just ain't seen it. I ain't seeing it. I ain't seeing it. So I'm not going to keep y'all long tonight. I got about 8 more clips. I have a bunch of stuff to do, and I got a friend that's actually in town that I'm going to have lunch with tomorrow. All right. So I need to get out of here at a decent hour tonight because I have a lot more work to do. But I want you to know, gents, tonight, this is us continuing the conversations that we've been having from these previous videos. So if you haven't watched them, please go watch these videos. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel so that you do not miss anything. And shout out, hold on, let me hide this. Thank you to my sponsors from last week, Devin and East Coast Kev, for being our sponsors of the video last week. Trust me, everything helps, man. YouTube is something else now, bro. They like promoting more shorts and shit. Like every time, like I be on my phone and there's just all these shorts. So where is your video supposed to get seen if it's a video, shorts, video, shorts. If y'all not getting me, you got to hit that bell icon. The other thing is, typically I put out videos on this channel on Mondays and Fridays. Sometimes it might get a little out there a little later, but the video's going out. And then I got the live streams on Wednesdays, and sometimes they're going to be a little later too. But especially now that daylight saving time is in effect, I typically like to do this as the sun go down, so I have all the light coming through. All right. Thank you all for being here this evening. I want to shout out to you all, my gents, for continuing to rock with this channel. All right. It is you all keep me going. You all are the reason that I'm almost coming up on 6 years. June will be 6 years that this channel has been in existence. And there's been some ups and some downs, and maybe it should be a bigger channel by now. That's neither here nor there. One thing I can say is the gents of this channel, y'all are solid. And I want to say thank you to the gents that are presently rocking with this channel. And I even want to shout out the gents who were past that rocked with this channel. It doesn't matter. The point is what we've been able to build here and what we've been able to do here, right? Couldn't have done it without you guys, all right? So, all right, let's see what we got here. King says, what up, bro? What up, bro? Urban, he said, good evening, Shaun C. Chris from Arizona, tuning in from work. God bless you and your family and your hard work putting out these videos. Much respect. Please be safe. Urban Poseidon, thank you so much. Listen, bro, again, 6 years, been in the game. I'm not the biggest, I'm not the flashiest, I'm not even the best presenter. But I will tell you, I come with a wealth of experience. I don't front like I'm better than everybody like some of these YouTubers do. Just a regular dude, been through a lot of shit, have a lot of experience, a lot of leadership. I've traveled and lived all over the place. I've met people from all walks of life. I have friends around the world. All I try to do is to take the experiences that I have and share them with you guys. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here this evening. Thank you so much for that. All right. Baby Food Clothing Co. All right. I see that. Got a company there. They cannot say that a man isn't good enough and then question why or get even upset at the fact that that man isn't pursuing it or giving them time of day. No, you can't. But they will though. That's the problem. The problem is like they gonna question it because, and what we're going to talk about tonight, again, just a few examples tonight, nothing big, but we have more videos coming, right? They're questioning it because, and we're going to see this tonight, because really it comes down to one thing. They're not getting the action that they want. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I think you can understand. Thank you for being here tonight. King says they're manifesting simps and suckers into their life. It's funny because these women want a certain dude, but they want men to be simps and suckers for them, but they don't respect the simps and suckers. They can't get the men that they want because they don't qualify for them. And then, as Ronald said, they actually are with exactly the guys that they do qualify for. They qualify for the same men that they later go on and complain about. That they say man, you know, dudes are bums and they liars and blah, blah, blah. Those are the dudes you are attracting because that's what your spirit is putting out into the world. I know that's crazy, but I'm going to tell you, man, after my car accident, one of the things my mom and my uncle said to me independently, even though the car accident had nothing to do with what they told me. And what they said to me was this: no broke bees. Now, if you know bees, right? Itches, okay? No broke whatever. And all that meant was you need to make sure that the people in your life are doing something with themselves, that they're not leeching and mooching off of you, that they have something to contribute and to lose as well, just like you do, and that you all give to each other. Now, this will come into play later on. This is what I'm telling you now. And I'm going to tell you, it's changed my life. It took a little bit to get there. You know, you have to kind of go through the bumps and bruises. But just that change in the type of women that I deal with made the whole difference. Because, yes, it may be few and far in between with the women that I might talk to. But what was happening was I was honing my preferences, honing who I am in relation to these people, to whoever it is I'm going to be with. And ultimately, these skills that I've been learning, how to be a better person myself, has ultimately ended me up with someone that I'm equally yoked with. Again, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. You got to be patient. But you do have to work on it, okay? Shout out to the champ. Shout out to Pirate Broadcast. King said he heard it, okay? Shout out to Ron Pie. Hey, oh, you listened. All right. I sent you the link, so if you I know you might not be able to come up, but I see you up in there. They chose to be 304s. I can't come on, but I'm listed. Got you. How many women say that they don't trust other women? A number of these women wouldn't trust a man around their friends, but some of them will continue to claim that men are bad ones. Yep. Chucky, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Winston, he said, makeup equals short guy. Oh, Pontiac, shout out to you. Chucky again. Yeah, that's good men are boring. Go date the bear. Yeah, I Tolliver, great seeing you here, man. Rick, what's going on? He said, I love being lame. It's peaceful and my money is right. Yo, Rick, if I had $1 in the last few years of men saying that, like, I don't even care. And you know what, though? It's usually dudes that's been through it, a little bit older, and we just like, I really don't give a shit. Call me whatever you want to. And that's the secret. The secret is, okay, the person, there's someone ain't going to find me that way. And that's the key. Find someone who actually values you, that you get along with. They bring out the best in you and you bring out the best in them. It's simple. It should be simple. But we're going to see why it's not simple tonight. We're going to see. Baby Food Clothing says, at the same time, a number of men are moving to other countries and also getting married when they find a sensible woman who appreciate the genuine human he is instead of trying to make something up. Absolutely. We're going to talk about all of this tonight. Exactly, Rick. Their parent. Oh, I missed one. They get it from their parents. Yep. That's another topic, but I think I almost had, that's funny, because I almost had a clip in here tonight about that. And I said, it don't quite, like, it goes with the topic, but it don't quite flow with the topic. So you'll see what I mean in a future video. So I was like, this video might go better with why it's important to have a man around, to have your child's father to be around and active in that child's life. That's the conversation that the video clip I had for y'all better fits with. And so when we get to that topic, I'll use it there. Devin, man, what's going on? He back again, man. I appreciate you, man. Great to see you as always. Thank you for the super chat last week. I appreciate it. He said black men are chilling. Yes, we are. Teron, man, what's going on, man? Zakana Corner. Apologies if this is only discussed, but to prompt the title of the live, I would just like to mention men have far more experience dating than women are supposed to. How do men have more experience dating? The reason why I say that, hear me out, okay? If men, how do men have more experience dating? Oh, well, let me rephrase that. How do men have more experience dating in 2026? And the reason why I asked that question is because when you look at the dating apps, the amount of swipes that a man, I'm just, not that anybody's using them, and if you do, that's your prerogative. I'm just saying that if people that use dating apps, a man has to swipe 1,000+ times to get like a match, where a woman might have to swipe, 10, maybe 100 times to get a swipe, to get a match. There's women with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. I saw this swipe lefts. I used to have the picture here on my computer. Oh, damn. Oh, this is a new computer. That's why. I was like, where's all my folders at? Anyway, the point being is I used to keep those pictures where, let me see something real quick. Oh, damn. Well, yeah, this is a new computer. So, but I had like a screenshot of I had a screenshot of the Tinder thing to show what happens when a woman goes on Tinder. But the point is, women nowadays have more access to getting dates from men than men do women right now. And so right now, what we're seeing is an imbalance because you have more women that are experienced at dating than men are right now. You know what I mean? But I don't know many women. I'll be honest. But at least for me, if the man that I had given it up to didn't cheat on me, I would have no problem marrying that man. And honestly, we're going to talk about some of that. I don't want to get too deep in this because marriage isn't the discussion for tonight. But we're going to talk about this. Just hang on. I see some good points. All right. Let's get to the clips because, like I said, I got a time limit tonight. All right, we're gonna go back to where we started because I just want to set the tone. I want to set the tone again. So here we go.
Please stop telling women that they chose the wrong men when there are men out here pretending to be the right guy. And if we knew you were nothing but a piece of rat's ass and fly's vomit, trust me, baby, we wouldn't have chosen you. Thank you.
I love it when you got people come on here thinking they cooking. You think you cooking? Let this sink in. Oh, she got her eyes is watering, y'all. I'm trying to laugh at her pain. I actually want to address this. If you've watched this channel, you know that one of the things that I've told you all is that it was our job as men, brothers, fathers, uncles. We would vet the men. Ladies, you are incapable of vetting men Because if it's a man that you are excited about, you get into your emotions. He makes you feel a certain way. And that's okay because that's the way it was designed. He is supposed to make you feel a certain way. But the whole reason for vetting was because you cannot trust your feelings on it. Just as the woman said a few weeks ago, where she said, I like hood dudes, and y'all not gonna convince me otherwise. A month or so ago, the chick was like, I don't want to talk to no good dude. Cause they lame. Y'all lame and y'all corny and y'all boring. And I'm gonna continue to date who I'm gonna date. And then you come on here and let this sink in. Like you cooking. You ain't cooking shit. You are doing the equivalent of boiling water. You are boiling water. Shout out to you, Lance. I see you up in there. I call her on her BS. Yeah. Me too, man. Here we go with the kicking dirt on the ice guy again. Who hurt you, sis? Women pretend. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Listen, I really, I told this to my daughter. We were riding in a car, and she pulled one of them ninjas ain't this, right? Actually, she asked me a question. One of my daughters had asked me, she said, well, I got this dude, my friend, and this, that, and the third, and something about him coming on to her or, whatever. And she was like, he would never come on to me. I was like, I laughed. I was like, you believe that? No, we ain't like that. He like this to me. I said, I'm gonna give you some fatherly advice. Right? At the time, my daughter was 25. I said, I'm gonna give you some fatherly advice. Assume all men want to hit. Well, no, that's my friend. He would never assume all men just would want something. If you would say, let's do something, assume he gonna say yes. He might even tiptoe around it. But eventually, if he's a straight dude and he likes women, he gonna say yes. And even some of the dudes that like dudes might say yes. And she couldn't, in her head, she was like, but she couldn't fathom that her friend would want her like that. What if he started off being a certain way? We wouldn't have picked him. There's red flags that be there. Oh no, he was so nice and he was this. But you didn't have a man vet him, did you? Did a man vet that dude? Because let me tell you something, and the men in the chat can agree with this. They could be a dude and he can seem cool as hell and chill as hell. And I would turn around and talk to any of my female friends or my daughters or my mom or anybody. And I'd be like, nope. And they'll be like, what? He was nice and he looks good and he smells good and he's tall and he's this and he's that. But the dudes in the chat, y'all know. My gents in the chat, y'all know. You just get something. You can see something in that dude eye. You can say, he can say something a certain way and you be like, huh? Yeah. We can tell when the dude being phony. We can tell, and listen, we may not be right at that moment, but I'm saying we have a sense like, I need to know a little bit more. He ain't, something is off. So we know. And this is part of the problem with not having men in your lives anymore, ladies. Or you also can't really rely on some of your dude friends either. Because some of your dude friends, when you start telling him about this dude that you like, most men don't want to, if he like you or he want a chance, you think he gonna tell you anything or you think he gonna talk up the dude that you talking up to him? You think he gonna be able to clearly see and vet that man for you when he want a chance deep inside? Shout out to you, baby. Shout out to Zakana. Corner, being a member, I appreciate that so much. Let me put you down on the actually let me put you down on the banner real quick. I appreciate that very much. Oh, I knew that looked wrong. I typed it so fast that was member. That did not look right. Okay, I think I got that right. If I don't, I'll correct it here later. All right, appreciate that. The reason why the reason why I'm just staying here for a second, please bear with me. There's a reason. This right here, what she just said, if we had known, do you think we would have picked him? What's going to really blow y'all minds, ladies, is what if I told you that you couldn't help yourself? You didn't have a choice. If he is a certain type of dude, you didn't have a choice. You think you have a choice. And we wouldn't have picked him. You couldn't help yourself. Y'all have a blind spot for the dudes that y'all really like and really turn you on. You have blinders on. And that's a good quality to have when it's your man, your husband, your potential husband. It is not a good thing to have when you have a type of man or person, because even for some of you dudes, and you got blinders on, and that person isn't wife or husband material. Too many of y'all women think that y'all can get a man and he has these obvious flaws. Like every man gonna have some flaws, but the flaws that he have, you think that you can change him. You ain't gonna change no man. You can't change no man like that. Men have learned your manhood is not proved by chasing as many females as you can. No, and once as a man you learn that, you learn like, wow, that was just wasted time. Actually, that right there is just wasted time. It really is. Shaun C., what are your thoughts on the video from Pop the Balloon reunion with a 40-year-old woman playing games with a dude she supposedly chose or he chose her? Well, thank you, J-Rock, for the question. I don't know if I saw that one. I've seen a number of Pop the Balloons, but I usually catch the clips. I don't watch the actual shows like that. But that's a subject that we're going to talk about. We're actually going to talk. I have some clips that I want to talk about, particularly the older women right now and how they're contributing to the things that we're going to talk about tonight. So hold that question. Okay. Had she been told the truth, she would have never went hard for this dude. Right. Sometimes they get told the truth and they're like, yeah, but I like him a lot. I can change that. Right. Hey, Norman, what's going on? How you doing? Great to see you. Great to see you. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I was like, what just happened? That's why daughters should get advice about men from their fathers. We know something y'all don't. Yeah. Ricardo, shout out to you. Yep. It's a kind of being thirsty for a life. Being thirsty is a lifestyle for some men, but those dudes seem to never be without a woman. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's a good one. That's a good one. Shout out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Preston, shout out to you, man. I know I haven't called you out yet. The only thing that these people have is a blind spot for delusions and poor choices they keep making. Absolutely, Preston. Forever blessed. Shout out to you, fam. Thank you for being here. They need to take the Pookie and Ray Ray chip from their hard drive, and only the Most High can do that. Yeah, the Pookie and Ray Ray chip from their hard drive. That's a good one. They need to reboot from that Pookie. They got that Pookie Ray Ray virus. This one was pretty recent. I think it was the last day or two. Okay, then if it's the last day or two, I haven't seen it. But let me keep an eye out for it. Pop the balloon. I'm just writing it down so I can remember, keep it in my head. If I come across it, then I can remember to maybe either do a review on it or bring it up in a video, or I'll make it a members only video. Norman says I'm good. All right, man. That's great to see you. Great to see you, bro. Great to see you. You can't handle the truth. Sure. Okay. Lance says most of the time they think they can change the man that don't want them the same way. Absolutely. And we're gonna again. I don't think I have. So I don't have the same type of clips that I do last week. Okay. And I did that on purpose because there's specific things I'm trying to show y'all tonight. So let's get to the next clip. I think I'm gonna move this clip that I was gonna play next toward the end. I want to show y'all something. The clip that I was gonna play next at the time went perfect with the one we just talked about, but I'm gonna save it for the end because it's more of a conclusion clip. All right, let's hear what she got to say.
I don't know if it's just me, but I'm so tired of having to pay my own bills with my own money. I now see why some people get married and just stay, because that two-income household, baby, I see what y'all doing. I see how it works in y'all favor, because right now life is real ghetto. Life is very ghetto. The fact that I'm working and then I have to take that money to pay bills on my own. Like some days it just hits harder. Some days I don't care. Today I'm just like, damn, marriage, having a partner right now sounds pretty good to go 50-50 with. I'd be open to that right now. Yeah, because these bills, baby, I'm over it.
Now, I'm not going to stay on this clip long because I'm going to play the next clip. And that's the one that we're going to go a little bit deeper into. But I want to highlight something. I'm not knocking this woman right here for saying that, hey, shit is hard. She can understand why it's easier to go 50-50. But I want you to put a pin in what she said. And the reason is because what I want you to remember, shout out to you, V. Great seeing you. I want you to put a pin in that because a lot of women say things like she just did, at least the ones that come around on 50-50 or, helping each other out or, using both of your incomes in order to, better the household. That sounds reasonable when you hear it the way I just said it. If you listen again and again, put a pin in this, we're going to come back to this. You'll realize that this is one of the problems that women have right now. And what problems that we as men have with women in this situation. Again, I'm not knocking her for coming to this realization, but if you are a man and you like, okay, she kind of cute or whatever, or she got a nose ring, so I know a lot of y'all would probably disqualify her right there, red flag. But let's just say you talk to her. The thing about it is, this is a red flag. And I'm going to show you why in the next clip.
I want a man that respects me.
Do you?
Respect and consideration. If you could give me those two things as a partner while also giving me nut after nut, baby, we are here. And I could die a happy woman.
But do you feel like most women want what you want?
Women who have done the work on themselves.
Yes.
Women who may or may not already have children, but women who are in a financial place and have genuinely found peace and love their self, where they're not seeking a man to fill an empty slot.
Yeah.
I do believe that they would agree with me. I do believe that sometimes nothing feels better than coming home and not having to cook for somebody else.
I
because
agree.
It's been a long goddamn day. I even got to lock my cat in the room since I only got a cat because the dog was too much. But like, to me, once you find peace and genuinely like yourself,
Yes.
you can go to restaurants because you like them, not because you're waiting on a man to take you there.
Yes.
When you could go on a trip to an island because you want to go and you have a community of friends.
Yeah.
When you have healthy, loving people around you, you don't feel empty. You don't feel lonely. You
Yeah.
don't feel like, ooh, you know what would make this better? A man.
Right. So if you had a boyfriend and you
Girl,
decided,
I got 3 now.
okay, so let's say, okay,
I got
so
3
you're three.
boyfriends,
Let's
actually
say,
2.5, because one of them I was like, this ain't really.
let's say you had one man that could give you what all 3 of those men give you.
Oh, so that's my thing. My last relationship,
Yeah.
yes, I was with one man.
Yeah.
We were together for 3 years.
Yeah.
But sex-wise and need-wise, I'm a bisexual woman. So we went and played with women because just because I'm with you don't mean I have to take away a part of my identity.
Okay.
And so for me, that's why non-monogamy probably would never work for me because I'm gonna have to sprinkle a little coochie in there from time to time.
So if he said, I want marriage, but we can at times still bring women into the bedroom, would you get married?
I would take a ring.
No, he said, I want to be married. If he has stuff going on for himself, he's a successful person. He loves you. You love him. The energy is great. The sex is incredible. Y'all vibe. And even every so often, yeah, we can have a threesome here and there because I like that too. But I want to be married.
Today, I would say then I am not the woman for you.
So I was getting frustrated right at the part. I was getting frustrated. Right. Red flag. Yeah. Overly promiscuous. Thank you, Ricardo. Yep. She said 3 boyfriends and she still don't have a man. Let that sink in. Edward, shout out to you for that one. Rick says she just told on herself. Yo, Riz do mother. Yeah. Marriage is the loony bin that meets the lion's butcher's den. God dang. Men pay all their own bills. If we need men to pay all our bills, we need to be way more nicer than we are behaving today. Yeah, like seriously. That's a good point. Oh, man. You're talking about the other one. Nose, yeah. That was the other one, yeah. Marriage sounds pretty good because of men paying bills, but married women choose to leave a stable marriage and wind up missing those bills and the man. So this was a good point about the last woman, and I want, again, we'll come back to that in a second. Let's dissect what we just saw. She wanted all on her terms. Yep. You all are hitting up. Damn, it all made sense when she said she was bi. Oh, you guys are honest. Kevin Samuel said best, these women want everything. V, on point. They looking for bailout, not a relationship. Be a trick for them and an ATM. Really? Shout out to you, White Oliver, for that one. Yup, person says she definitely needs to shut the F up. This woman said so many red flags, bro. It was so much stuff that I just let it play. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but there's a few things that she talked about. One of the things that I have a problem with, I don't have a problem with women healing, okay? I don't. The problem is all modern women say that they're on their healing journey, and it's very rare that I've seen a true healing journey. What I mean is, at the end of a lot of modern women's healing journey, you know what they still haven't displayed? They've displayed no accountability. They've taken no ownership of what's happened. They're like the woman in the beginning. They're like that woman in the beginning who says, if I had known, I wouldn't have picked this dude. You knew in the beginning. You were just like the women I showed a couple weeks ago saying, I don't want a corny ass dude. I don't want a 9-to-5 dude. I want a hood dude, and nobody gonna convince me otherwise. And then when that dude give you shit and give you hell, then now all of a sudden, all men ain't shit. Then all of a sudden, I got to go on my healing journey. And you come out of the healing journey and you end up with the same type of dude. Oh, well, I didn't give my cooch away for 3 to 6 months, or I didn't give it away for a year. And then soon as that dude, just the right dude come along that you, and then a bunch of what she said was everything. I want y'all to keep in mind. Everything that she said, if you really listen to it, this was the problem with this woman. This was the problem with the woman before her. The woman before her talked about splitting bills, but she never talked about, well, for the right man and getting to know him and blah, blah, blah. All she talked about was, I don't want to pay these bills. This woman talked about, well, you know, if he does all these things and I got to feel this way, and then I'm not going to get married to one dude because I got to be able to go out and be with women too. And the next clip that I play for you all is going to bring the point home on one of the problems that we're seeing with some of these types of women. Check this out.
I think a lot of women don't understand that and their dynamic between a man and themselves, that they're takers a lot of the time. So that's another reason I want to hang out with you, because I'm always in the red when I'm hanging out with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even like a pleasurable experience like that. Like, goddamn, I always got to spend. I always got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, one thing that would make me look at a woman is like different is her willingness to try to save me money.
Yes,
now,
sir.
So like, I give you an example. Like, we go out and be like, how much that is?
You gotta get that.
Like, I may still get it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you go. We live. We turn it up.
I done made a mental note.
Because she's considerate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made a mental note. She fuck with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I fuck with her. But when
look at her face.
Run that shit up. Run it up. And you're not really considerate of me, so I probably won't want to hang around you that much. Like, you know what I'm saying? After a little bit, I'm expecting you to try to be a little bit considerate of me.
Come on now.
Like,
you your fifth lemon drop? Your fifth lemon drop?
God damn, you gonna mud like that?
I went to the liquor store. I could have got you a bottle.
Exactly. And then the illest shit of it is, because we know financially, it's just stupid. It's not about somebody being broke. It's just stupid. Like, we could really, if you really just want to drink, we could really just get a bottle.
Come on.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are we getting $20 drink, $20 drink, $20 drink? We done already bought the bottle.
So there was a lot to learn from this video. The first point I want to bring up in the video that he talked about is that modern women are takers. And that's exactly what we heard from the other women. I didn't use a lot of examples of that today. I only used those 2 clips. So I know that women will get with some of these dudes, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Glocktavius, Felantonio, Junebug, you know, they'll get with those dudes. And those dudes tend to be takers. And for some reason, women around those type of dudes, the dudes that make them tangle, the ones that they keep going for, they seem to be givers when they're in those relationships. You ever notice that, gents? They'll give to those men. And then after that man then used her up, then they come on here and then they got half tears in their eyes. Like this. Then they come in there with these tears in their eyes. They don't understand. I gave to him. I did everything for him. Why didn't he? Because those type of guys are takers. They have a bunch of other women that's giving them too. And he's going to have his favorite will be the one who does the most for him. That's a taker. But yet when y'all have a good man, this is how you know if you ain't a good woman, okay? You ain't a good woman if you have a good man and all you do is take from that man. You have a good man and all you talk about is what he do for you. And then when you speak about what you've done for him, it's shit that most men will be like, what? That ain't shit. The reciprocity on what you're giving to, a good man, vice what you give to a Pookie or Ray Ray, they're completely different. You expect totally different things. So the outcomes are different. And the thing to me is, these women say, I want a dude that's exciting. And then the dudes that they talk to don't even talk a lot. A lot of them just mumble. I've been seeing girls with dudes that just mumble. You know what's exciting? Because she don't know if he gonna cheat. She don't know where he at with her car. She don't know how many girls he talking to beside. He constantly giving her drama and fighting back with her. And women think this is exciting. This is stability that they're looking for. This is the guy that they want to try to settle down with. These are the guys that they're giving access to their womb to. Women are takers.
I think a lot.
So when we get back to this clip right here, the other thing that I want to highlight from this video right here is he talked about, well, let me just say this. The last video I put out 2 videos ago was talking about assets and liabilities. Or was that the last one? I've made a lot of videos, okay? So I talked about assets and liabilities and how men look at it. So when you're out with a woman and she's not considerate of your wallet and your pocket, just what you can do for her, that woman is a liability. And at that point, once you see that, you can't unsee it. Matter of fact, gents, once she proves that she's a liability, once she proves that she's not considerate of your time and or your money, which is also your time because you have to work for that, that woman is a liability. That's an instant dismissal. We're not playing that. Not as gents. We don't have time for that. So the fact is you can go out and she just want to spend money on dumb shit. Again, he said it like, yo, if she's at least considerate, I might still pay for and buy, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's okay, I still got it. Don't worry about it. But if you're not being considerate of my pockets, that tells me that that woman isn't wife material. Because a woman who's wife material ain't gonna have you up here assed out on, and spending your last. A woman that is a wife material is gonna look out and make sure you good. She is gonna look out for your best interest, which is y'all best interest. But too many women today are like me. I dare you. Watch the videos, any videos you start watching within the next day or so, think of it, just listen. And just listen to me. It's gonna come up. Shout out to Devin for the $5 holler. He said, Eve listened to the serpent in the garden. Modern women are similar in that they like dark traits of Satan in men. Chaos, rebellion, conflict, and manipulation. Ooh, that's a deep one. And you're spot on with that one. Let me get you up on the banner there. Thank you, Devin, again for I appreciate. Man, these words are getting smaller and smaller to me. It's a sign of getting old right there, baby. Thank you, Devin, for the $5 holler. Much appreciated. And let's save that. Good. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Let me see what y'all talking about. Ricardo says 100%. Just because candy has a shiny wrapper doesn't mean it tastes good. Edward says exactly. I ask women I meet, what can you offer me other than X? If more than a minute goes by and she's silent, I walk away because used box isn't valuable to me. Yeah, exactly. I thought the same thing. They slept with the Watcher Angels and made Nephilim. Ooh, you guys are getting deep. Newsflash, ladies, a good man controls his family, including his wife. Every good man knows you can't protect what you can't control. Women think of control is a bad word. Thank you, Wesley, for that. Another thing, another word isn't just necessarily control, but lead. You know, like we got to be able to lead, but you can't lead. You can't lead something that you're not responsible for, right? Or that you're not given a responsibility over. Because if something goes wrong, you will be held accountable. So without that response, without being given authority, there's no accountability. How can you be accountable if you don't have the authority to do it? Corey says they love toxic men. Yeah, they do. All I seriously heard was yada, yada, yada. I'm a walking dirty with baggage and head trauma. Christopher says, sound like a booty call. V says, most of the time, the takers are the guys who have options. And the women are shooting above their league. Yeah. Actually, we're going to talk about that here in the next clip. Your rents do. That should make me laugh. Most women want the good man for safety and security after a good time with the bad guy. Yep. And V says, me, and take. Yep. All right. Make sure I catch everything. I thought the same thing. Or I heard that. Man, yeah. You guys are going deep over there. Modern women ain't in love with the God they see in man. They are in love with the devil they see in men. Ooh, you guys are spitting that hot fire in the chat there. Okay. Where we at on time? We're at an hour. Okay. We only got a few more to go. Actually, we got 4 more to go, but we're going to run through these. I want you to see this right here.
Okay, I just want to make a transparent video real quick because I feel like if the artist Ray can come out with a song like Where the Hell is My Husband, then I can come out with a video too. Where the hell is my husband? My ass is fat. I'm a really nice girl. I cook, I clean, I don't give mean girl energy. And I'm just an overall loving person. I've healed, I've learned a lot, I've grown, and I just feel like I keep running into these knucklehead ass niggas who just don't deserve a queen like me.
There it is. There it is, gents.
Anyway.
There it is.
I love y'all. Bye.
What did y'all say? She told on herself, right? I didn't even watch the whole thing. I didn't even know that she was going to say that last part.
And I just feel like I keep running into these knucklehead ass niggas who just don't deserve a queen like me.
How can we work with that shit? How can we work with you? Ladies, I want you to take a note of what we just heard. We can't work with that. All of y'all want to claim to be a queen, and you can't be a queen without a kingdom. You're not a queen until a king makes you his queen. Even if you go back to Coming to America, since your rent's due is in the, then brought it up in the chat. If we go back to Coming to America, and I want you to think about the kingdom of Zamunda, not the woman he ended up with. I'm talking about in the kingdom. What did Vanessa Bell say, right? I think her name became Vanessa Bell Calloway or whatever. Vanessa Bell in that movie, she said she had been raised to be a queen. She didn't say she was a queen. She said she was raised to be a queen since she was younger. And then listen, I'm not. Notice I haven't talked about her, right? Matter of fact, I dare you to go back through. I really don't usually talk about women's sizes and weights unless it's relevant. I think I did a couple weeks ago, but it was relevant at that point. Because those women were some big ass women, and they were sitting here saying, oh, the dude got to have a certain amount of money. But dudes who make that money wasn't looking for women that look like them. Too many women are sitting here coming online talking about, well, I'm nice. She hit every point. I'm nice. I'm a sweet person. Who told you that? Who cleared that? Because your girlfriends tell you you're a nice person? Because you feel like you're a nice person? Because people call you nice all the time? Just because you're nice in general don't mean you're nice inside of a relationship. And then you did something else, ma'am. You brought out your sexuality. You like, I got a fatty. Okay, yeah, sure. Men are going to look at that. But here's the thing about you having a fatty. What about the rest of you? What are you doing in that gym? What'd it do? Why are you leading with your assets instead of more about who you are, which would happen as you get to know people? And it all sounded good in the beginning. Oh, I'm looking for this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then toward the end, I keep running into these ninjas and I'm a queen. And then you sounded just like every other one of these women that we see come online. And then the other thing is, why are you online? Why are you online putting this out there? Y'all don't have the discipline to stay your ass offline. No, we all didn't need to know all this. Be a good woman. Be a good woman and just and do that shit on your own time. Because a man who's looking for a queen in 2026, that queen is not to say you're not gonna have any social media presence, but I don't want to see you online sharing your whole life and your whole journey and your shit says the dating scene is trash. Because now in my head, you already coming to the date with a negative outlook on it. You already coming, I've already got this connotation of you. I'm not going to even try. And then the last thing I want to add, gents, to this one right here. Is because I was going somewhere with it. I was cooking. Oh, I lost it. Listen, this is just a great example. Oh, that's it. That's it. It's going back to that I'm a queen thing. I can bet you that part of her problem is what one of y'all said earlier, just a little bit ago. You all said, I want to see who said it. I might have passed it up. I think I did pass it up. One of y'all said it. Her evil is big as her. Before we are a queen, we got to treat that man like a king. They don't understand that, though, Z. They don't understand that. Hey, big head. More like a drama queen. Looks aside. The attitude is a major turnoff. Yeah, right. See, y'all. The booty clap was unnecessary and is disgusting. Yeah, listen, you're a queen, but do you think? I'm gonna give y'all a scenario. Too many y'all women, too many modern women, gents will say, "I'm a queen." We've heard it all the time, ladies. Y'all have heard it too. This woman just did a booty clap in the air to say, "Oh, I got a fatty. Why wouldn't a guy like me?" Now, here we go. I want to know what y'all thoughts are in the comments. I'm gonna be looking for it right now after I say it. Y'all ready? Could y'all imagine Claire Huxtable saying exactly everything she said and doing a booty clap in the air? Claire Huxtable. Tell me Claire Huxtable is doing booty claps in the air. You know who else? Who else I don't ever hear anything about or from? I ain't never heard nothing from Denzel's wife. Not a thing. The only time you hear anything from Denzel's wife is when you see her next to him. And listen, she's accomplished as well. Denzel's wife used to be like a director or something. She's got some skills. You don't see Claire Huxtable booty clapping anywhere. You don't see none of those women that's holding themselves with the class and dignity, real queens. You don't hear shit about them. They move in silence. They don't have to be out there. They don't have to put themselves out there. They're not playing this social media game. Ricardo says, they be like, God send me a good man, but not that one. I don't like his outfit. Absolutely. I've shown this on the thing. I think I did a video once, Ricardo, where I showed a bunch of pop the balloons, and everyone I showed was them finding some reason to diss some dude for something that didn't even matter. Like, that's why I came and watched that damn show. Let me get you on the banner there. Thank you for being a sponsor, one of the sponsors of tonight's video. I appreciate that. So let's get you on there. Thank you for the $5 holler. There you go. All right, there we go. I want to see what y'all got to say. Exactly. Man, you right. Class graded all day, every day. Edward, that's right. Spot on. But a man can always buy new clothes. Yeah. Hell, don't they? I'm glad you said this, Devin. Devin made a good point, y'all. They will not like a dude outfit. But aren't these the same women who will get on here and take a white boy and then they change how he dress and look, and then they'll say it's the black girl effect? How is it that you can take this regular run-of-the-mill white dude, get him a haircut, take him to get a haircut, his nails done, get him in an outfit, and not his dude clean? Y'all will do that for him, but I'm looking at women on the Pop the Balloon on the Pop the Balloon show talking about, yeah, I don't like the shoes. You could have did something different with that. Well, this is Louis. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't like it. Yo, I've showed y'all that on the chat. Oh, y'all, it is maddening. It is literally maddening. Ratchet female excommunicado. Yo, I gotta use the excommunicado. I might have to do that one in the video. Do the John Wick thing. John Wick. I'm writing it down. I'm not gonna remember, but I'm gonna write it down anyway. I might have to find like a meme with the excommunicado in it and then throw that in the video. Delusional, bro. Filthy strags. You know what I forgot I had? I have something on here. I totally forgot I have this. Check this out. Hold on 1 second. I forgot I had sound effects. Cause we could have, check this out. Watch this. Let me get this off the screen real quick. I forgot this was a new feature that they put on here. Check this out. I could have did this. Let's start this over. I just want to show y'all something real quick. Let's start with she say the BS. There we go. Watch this.
Loving person. I've healed, I've learned a lot, I've grown, and I just feel like I keep running into these knucklehead ass niggas.
Hey, red flag on the play, baby. I forgot that this damn, I forgot they got sound effects now that actually come with this program. So, delusional, bro. Filthy strags, exactly. He's lame. He's bored. He doesn't have enough money. He doesn't know where his birth certificate is. Oh, that's wild. Wait, what? I missed one. Travis left his black girl effect to become Mr. Swift. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yep. Boo, no talking, get off the stage. Shout out to Kiki Shepard, man. I don't know if y'all heard, man, but Kiki Shepard from Showtime at the Apollo just passed away recently, bro. That is crazy. That woman been on stage that many years, man. Craziness. Anyway, check this out. Now, we just talked about the last chick. A lot of these women are single like the last one and they don't understand. This woman right here, her explanation was spot on. I can't wait to see what y'all thoughts are on this. But before we get started, let me put what Ricardo said. Rest in peace to her. Yeah, Kiki Shepard, man, from Showtime at the Apollo. Yup. Devin said, rest in peace, Kiki Shepard. Yeah, man. Kiki has been condolences to her and her family. Yeah, man, I just heard about that. I think it was either this morning or late yesterday.
My friend asked me a question. She was like, man, everybody always want to know why I'm single. I get so many likes online, and it's like everybody just want to love me because I'm pretty, but nobody ever stays. And I said, friend, you ever saw a car that is for sale and that bitch look amazing? I'm talking about the tires nice, rims popping, interior on point, like everything. But then when you go to crank that mug up, it sound like somebody clearing their throat. I say that's what you call a lemon. And with lemons, you either try to fix them, but when you realize you put so much money into it, but nothing ever really changed, you get rid of it. Like, you don't keep it. You either give it to somebody else or you junk that mug.
That's right.
I think that's why you're single. You might be a lemon. She blocked me.
Yeah, give it up for her, man. That was that was spot on, bro. She broke it down to the rims, and no pun intended, but she broke that shit down to the rims. Some of these women out here are straight up lemons. And she said it right. A lemon of a car can look good on the outside. Hell, I don't know if you remember, but me and Pete talked about a buddy of ours, and we talked about how prior to the pandemic, prior to Hurricane Katrina, he had bought a yellow Camaro. And the Camaro was nice looking from the pictures I saw. It looked good and everything. The damn thing never ran. He never got that thing running. He took 5,000 of his own dollars, maybe even 6, and bought a Camaro. And the mother never ran. Never ran. I swear for God, wait for P to come on the channel. Wait for P to come back on the channel. I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to write this down. His Camaro was a damn lemon. And I think subconsciously, because he had a lemon of a Camaro, when I had an opportunity to buy a Camaro, I don't have a problem with Camaros. I like the way they look. But I think I'm more of a Mustang person myself. But I'm saying when I had a chance to get a Camaro, I think partly I thought about that lemon of a goddamn car that our boy D had. And I'm telling you, man. Oh, man. These women ain't single. They got they got men they sleeping with. They just can't find a fool to sponsor them with money, time, attention, energy. Yeah. Yeah. More like you and your annoying ass voice. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to play the clip. I got 2 more clips. This one is one I was going to play earlier, but let's listen real quick. And we'll get up
You
on here.
bitches kill me always getting on this internet projecting. Y'all always got all the same motherfucking topics. All men ain't shit. Don't ever hold a nigga down. Niggas is deadbeats. All men cheat. Never trust a nigga. And all you delusional bitches come up with this shit because of the nigga that y'all chose. Bitch, don't come trying to convince me that all men ain't shit because that nigga hurt you. Or that nigga finessed you, or you gave that deadbeat a baby. Speak for yourself and your poor pussy management, because all of us ain't going through what the fuck you going through. Your story ain't my story. Free game, ladies.
Oh, my God. When I heard this, man, when I heard her speak, I was like, there are a lot of women who don't share, who feel the same way, who don't share the story that some of these women do. It's not to say that they haven't gone through anything, but some people just take accountability. I tell y'all all the time, man, look, I've gone through things with my exes, but I didn't sit there like, obviously there's things that I went through that was messed up. But when I went through I hate saying this, but when I went to my healing journey, if you want to call it that, I just say that I'm always trying to be better. Ain't no healing journey. Every day I'm trying to improve. And one of the things that I improved on was, what could I have done better? No matter what they done to me or what faults that they have, I can't sit and think about the faults that they have. I got to think about, okay, what did I learn from this? How can I get better? How could I have affected these outcomes a little bit differently? Because at the end of the day, you cannot control anybody. You can influence, you can suggest, you can manipulate, right? You can try to force people, but then usually that's a really bad outcome. So the only thing that you can control is how yourself and how you react to people and how you react to situations. That's it. That's the only thing you really have control of. Your attitude, your reaction to people and things and situations. That's it. And then some of us try to control things that we try to control another person. Too many women are trying to control a man and make him what they want it to be. And then they wonder why they're in these same situations. Too many women are these lemons. They think they tens because the outside look good, but maybe even the interior is nice. Maybe that interior feel a little bit good, okay? Maybe you want to lay up in the interior a little bit longer. But the problem is the motor bad. The problem is the transmission almost shot. Problem is the thing leaking fluids. Problem is the brakes don't work, so it don't know when to stop. Problem is that the gas line is clogged up. Problem is the battery is about to go bad. Problem is the alternator ain't turning. That's a bad one too, because the alternator ain't turning, it ain't recharging the battery. So then the car needs you to jump it all the time. Some of these women need you to continuously shock and excite them and get them going and motivate them. They don't never have the energy to motivate you and just take you around. You got to jumpstart them all the time. That's why half these women are bored all the time. And most of them who are bored are boring. The tires on some of these women is terrible. You can't even drive that far on them bald ass tires. You need somebody that's gonna be there for the long journey, and their tires is bad. You're gonna be on the flat. You always on flats. Listen, a man that is really interested in y'all in you as a woman, ladies, for any ladies listening, he's gonna give you advice. He's gonna try to, as men, we want to solve problems. If you just want him to sit there and just listen to you, blah, 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 and he not gonna suggest nothing, I'm telling you, a real man gonna suggest some shit. Oh, even if we don't suggest some shit, we gonna have an opinion. If we want you, if we feel there's something we can add, let me put it that way. If there's something that we can add that will help you, then we'll give our opinion. Women nowadays want you to listen to all their goddamn problems, but they don't want to hear what you got to say. Or when you tell them, hey, I wouldn't do it that way. Look, I wouldn't just ask you what to do. I just wanted to tell you, okay? A man that is really for you, a real man, is going to do those things for a woman that he sees potential in. That's the truth. But too many women out here think that they're 10s just because, they got this outside, because the paint jobs still look good. But there's a lot more problems with that car. Right now, when you have a market full of lemons, dudes just ain't buying no more. There ain't nothing to drive. There's nothing to drive. Red pill men will tell you how it is. Yeah. The tires and the edges are bald. Bro, you slide. Yeah, and that way, look, you can't make those long journeys. And whenever the weather get bad, you can't even stay on the road. Come on, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. Losing their ability to pair bond. Yeah, that's a big one. Them brakes long gone. Yeah, no walls. Fluids. Unless he's a walking monkey simp, women use simps for pet wallet chimps. Won't respect them. V said lemons, yeah. But Dussy management, yeah. Shout out to you, I am Pablo. The analogy is good. Yeah, she was spot on with that analogy. Shout out to Kenny. Kenny, what's going on with you? He said, good evening, sir. Good evening to you too, man. He said, nobody care about Angry Black when we are indifferent. Yeah, no. Good Lord. You can't project off of a broken theater screen. Yeah, sound effects. Yeah. Yo, they just added the sound effects, bro. I'm sad I just thought about it at the end. King says, I'm asking these 5 and 6s that they think they're 10s for baby, preschool, and elementary school pictures. I'm not trusting Ulta she's wearing. Yeah, the Ulta she's wearing. Yeah, right? Cars sliding off the road and wigs sliding off their head. Yo. Oh shit, that was funny. All right. I got one more clip. I wasn't gonna play it because I was like, I save it for another video, but I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play this last video because I want to end off with somewhat of a suggestion for women. This is a suggestion. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say, don't mind her tone, listen to what she's saying. Because I don't think her tone is bad, but I think she's also on these shows. So you all have seen her before. I want you to just hear this. Okay.
Do men really love peace or just women who won't challenge them?
I think men want peace and women have to learn how to challenge.
Break that down. I don't understand.
I think that a lot of women challenge men in a way that is not effective or conducive to the result that they want. I think a lot of women struggle to regulate their own emotion. And because they're dysregulated, they're lashing out and reactive instead of responding. Whereas a woman that is just challenging, I think I challenge Brock all the time. And I'm not saying that it's the right way. I'm just saying this is a way that works for us. But the way that I challenge him is, may I share something with you? Or can I ask you a question? Or do you have time for a quick, whatever it could possibly be? And sometimes that comes with a challenge. And sometimes it comes with a goofy question. And sometimes it comes with love. And sometimes, it's all of the different things, but none of it comes with condescension. None of it comes with disrespect. None of it comes loud or in a crazy tone. Or when I start doing it doesn't come with that. I feel like women get into their emotions and they forget who they're talking to. Which brings me to this point. And I saw this video and I was like, dang, that's so deep. Why is it that we will go to work and we will be the best person we could possibly be for strangers, but then we come home and we treat the person we love the most like crap? We don't talk to them all day. We don't have patience anymore. We don't have any energy for them. But when you were just at work, you were smiling so hard for Tom, hand high-fiving, hugging, laughing, smiling, but you get home and it's like, man, I just don't feel like today. We have to be mindful of who we are talking to. That person that's in the house with you is that person that you should value the most. And sometimes that's hard, by the way. That's just the reality of it. But that's the work. Relationships be teaching, man. Let me tell you.
All right, listen, I played this because there were a number of things that she was relaying that when I look at the women that we just saw, the difference between what she was talking about wasn't I'm trying to prove I'm right and this, that, and third. She talked about tone. And part of some of these women's tones is it's just clearly disrespectful. And you got to understand, some men will take that because they love their woman. But there are a lot of women who are very disrespectful to their men. They wouldn't have the same tone with their bosses at work like they have with their man at home. Women got mad because at us men, when I say us men, I'm talking about particularly the men that were back in the day. Because men back in the day would come home and women would try to talk to them and stuff like that. And those men weren't really the kind of men back then that would share their feelings. So a lot of times they came home and they just didn't want to be bothered with, because they're going and clocking in, doing the same job over and over, and they know that's 40, 50 years of their life, right? That's a lot. If you ain't willing to change your smoke alarm, I know you ain't willing to change your attitude mindset. That is funny. What she said, I'm going to add it to your total there, Ricardo. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for $10 holler tonight. Let me add that to that. There we go. So what she said, she brought up tone. She brought up, listen, it's I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I want my woman to challenge me. But I want her to challenge me and be respectful and mindful that I'm not an idiot. Don't talk to me and don't treat me that way. But they don't want to be talked to and treated that way either. That's a mutual respect thing, that you don't want to feel like you're dumb or an idiot or whatever. You talk, and a real woman gonna realize I'm talking to a man. I'm not gonna disrespect him and talk to him down like that way, because he goes through a lot. He deals with a lot. He's always thinking about us and everything. I respect that. When you respect somebody, you don't talk to them that way, which is why these women don't talk to their boss half-cocked and crazy, because they respect that that person has the ability and authority to get them kicked off their job. Yet they don't put that value on losing their man. Why is that? Women's tones being feminine, all these things that men have been talking about and saying, women still don't get it. You know? Then they end up getting on here like this, you know?
Okay, I just want to make a
Getting on here, you know, clapping their cheeks to try to prove, you know, trying to prove something. Just don't prove nothing to me. And the truth is, this woman right here, there's a dude for her. There is a dude for this woman. I see women like her and a dude that's for her all the time. Problem is, you got a number of women who are just like her who don't want that type of dude that's for them because they think that they're better than that dude. They think they've grown above it. You know? I want to hear from you guys. Let's see when we'll get up out of here. What time is it? Okay, cool. All they prove is that they are illogical. Gerald, shout out to you, man. That ass, I'll get fired is exactly why they don't disrespect their boss, but willing to disrespect their man. Yeah. You lead them to the well, but you can't make them drink. Rick, that is a old saying. Edward says facts. They love to tone policemen, but they never tone police themselves. No. We value our peace, life. Yep. When the truth is stranger than fiction. Yep. That chirp alarm. Man. Okay. I think they're obviously they obviously there is an I and think that there's I in team. Yep. Not the smoke detector. They don't know how to value a man. It's all about me, me, me. Yep. Yep. Submissive at work and aggressive and overbearing at home. Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that shit, bro. How you gonna go ahead and everybody at work talk about you being sweet? And the first thing I'm thinking, like, wait, at work they think you sweet? Then why you come home and you act the way you act? Come on. Why you gonna treat me that way? That's a red flag. I said last week, women at work show more love to their bosses than their own men. Yep, you were right. Absolutely right. Bingo. What's up with these women with all the colors in their hair like a rainbow threw up on their head? He's speaking the gospel. Oh, talking about the other woman. Yeah. Women have 4 lips and they can't keep both of them sets closed. God dang, Gerald. Gerald came off the top term. Thank you for that comment, man. I laughed about that one. Let's see what else we got. Yep, I already read that. All they prove is I already read that. Her DM will be full of ninjas that want to help her clap her cheeks. That's it. Yep, you're right about that. All right, gents. Thank you all for being here this evening. Again, I should have another video out on Friday for sure. I'm gonna try to. I'll probably be working on another members only video here soon, but I got some stuff coming up. So for sure, I'll have a video out on Friday. We'll get back to some of these topics. But tonight, I just want to show y'all that not only do we get the blame for everything going on with them, even though the majority of men are chilling right now, right? More than half of men are just chilling. There are dudes that they ain't been talking to a woman in a minute because they're trying to protect their peace. Women can't sit here and really think that all men are like this when they keep talking to the same type of dude. That is delusional. That is delusional. Oh, no, I don't want to talk to him, but all men are dogs. What? How do y'all come to that conclusion? As I started off when I said earlier, a lot of women don't have men in their life to be vetting the dudes that they really are interested in. And then if you tell them, women are so defiant, some of these women are so defiant nowadays, you could tell them, hey, I don't know, it's a red flag on that dude. They'll be like, I'm only gonna have fun. I'm not gonna even talk to him seriously. And then next thing you know, you got your feelings hurt. Don't talk to me after that shit. You've lost my respect at that point. If I'm telling you some good knowledge and then you're not gonna listen to that knowledge, we ain't got nothing else to talk about because you told me that you didn't respect what I was telling you. Then we ain't got nothing to say. Good luck to you. I ain't got time for people who ain't gonna listen to reason, right? So I read that. Great show. Keep it up, sir. Edward, thank you so much for that. Awesome live stream, brother. I appreciate you. I learned to see without being seen. Yep. They refuse to accept the reality. It's like they're on code. Yeah. No, I don't know what. It don't even make sense, bro. It don't even make sense. At this point, it don't make sense. Ashamed by nothing, but offended by everything. Oh, that's a good one. Men try to lead, but they don't want to follow. Right. And listen, when you are giving somebody good advice and you are giving them something that is going to help them, you are literally throwing a life preserver out to them. And they're like, I see that's helping me, but I'm waiting for a yacht to come by. You know, at that point, you got to be like, you know what? I'm done. Yep. Did my computer just decide my computer just said, yep, we're done. Well, I guess that was time. You can't brush off wisdom and be surprised by the results. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I want to say shout out to you all, man. Shout out to Ricardo. Shout out to Devin. Shout out to Zakana for being a new member of the channel. Just on that alone, I need to go ahead and get a members only video out here real soon, just because we got a new member. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Ricardo dropped a truth bomb on that one. The train has left the station and ships have done left the port. Absolutely. Yep. And you can't brush off wisdom and be surprised by the results. Absolutely. All right, gents. Again, we'll be back with a video soon. Thank you to everybody for being here. We'll be back again next week, I believe. And until next time, live your best life.